Coming to college for the first time can be very scary for a lot of freshmen. You're in a completely new place, meeting new people, living in a dorm for most people, and you're learning about things that you've never learned before. In this presentation, I'm going to introduce the leader that I chose, define what servant leadership is in my own words, and lastly, provide examples to support why the leader that I chose has the characteristics that is in Spears 10 servant leader characteristics. So to begin, the leader that I chose is Jasmine Sams. Who she is, she's actually one of my teammates for my freshman and sophomore year. Right now she works for the team still. She's our Dobo, so she does a lot of the behind the scenes things. She helps us out in workouts still, but she's not actually one of our teammates anymore. But we still hang out, communicate often. She's someone that's really important in my life and someone that's going to be important in my life for a really long time. Jasmine became a servant leader because she's always someone that put people's needs before her own. I chose her as the leader for this presentation because she's been always someone that's been there for me and that I've looked up to. And quite frankly, she's actually set an example for who I want to be as a leader. She really took me under her wing and made me feel comfortable when I came in as a freshman, so I have a lot of respect for her for that. A servant leader to me is someone who serves others with a purpose behind it. They are someone who will do anything for someone in order to help them and ultimately influence them in the end. They listen to everyone no matter if it seems like it's something unimportant. They look for solutions that will ultimately benefit the whole group in the end. When they succeed, they give credit, and when they fail, they actually own up to that. And while doing so, they want to inspire others to do the same. According to the textbook Leadership Northhouse, written by Peter G. Northhouse, servant leaders place the good of the followers over their own self-interest and emphasize follower development. They demonstrate strong moral behaviors towards followers, the organization, and other stakeholders. Normally when you think of a leader, it's someone that influences people and then they follow them. But what I think is really cool about a servant leader is that they actually serve others, kind of show them the ropes, and then they gain followers because of that, which makes them ultimately influence other people. Now I'm going to explain specific examples of why Jasmine has the characteristics that fit most of the Spears 10 servant leadership characteristics. According to the textbook of Northhouse, the 10 characteristics that Spear identifies are listening, empathy, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, foresight, stewardship, commitment to the growth of people, and building a community. To pick a few on the list, I first chose listening as one of Jazz's characteristics. She always is listening to people. She goes out of her way to find out problems that people are facing, and she always finds a way that she can try and help and talk to them. And she makes sure that she's really paying attention to you, which I find really important. Makes you feel really welcomed and comfortable with her. She's always asked people if they're okay. She's always checking in on people. And I find that really important because sometimes people don't really like to go out of their way to ask for help. So she's really good at going up to people and making sure that they're actually okay and going out of her way to ask. She uses conceptualization by always holding team meetings. She always talks about team goals and things like that. So it makes us be able to visualize what's going to happen in the end and what our goals are and what type of outcomes we want. She's always committed to the growth of the team by always motivating us to be better basketball players and most importantly a better person. She really told me how to apply what I learned in basketball, how to talk to adults, things like that to my life, and just how to be confident with it, how to go about organizing academics and school and basketball with hanging out with your friends and making this healthy balance so you're always mentally there. She showed stewardship because my coaches trusted her enough to lead us to win games and perform well. And again, leading us to be good people in the society. Lastly, she was dedicated to building a community. So, for example, for this one was my freshman year when I came in, my team really struggled at team chemistry. So we couldn't figure out what it was. We didn't know if it was a comfort thing or if we just genuinely didn't want to be around each other. We couldn't figure it out. It was like a very forced thing. It was a very forced type of, hey, you want to hang out? I don't know, maybe. We just never could actually hang out and get close. So Jazz noticed this, and she really focused on our summer going into my sophomore year at like team bonding and stuff like that. And we went from my freshman year to not being a successful team to my sophomore year being absolutely insanely successful. She made it. She took it upon herself to make people think, to make people know that they are in a comfortable environment. Those are just a few things that I chose. There's a lot more that I could go into about her, but those are just a few things that I chose. But to sum everything up, Jasmine Sams is someone that many people should look up to. She's someone that shows what it means to be a leader, and not just a leader, but a leader who entirely puts others in front of herself. Thank you.